Welcome to the Hey Hot Mama podcast. I'm Jen Peralt, founder of Hot Off the Rack and Hot Mama Collective.
And I'm Liz Guidotti, Jen's mom, also known as the OG Hot Mama.
We're a mother-daughter duo having real conversations about motherhood, health, life, and finding more joy in the everyday moments.
And Jenni is known for her positive outlook and daily gratitude practice. And together, we're here to share stories, perspective shifts, and plenty of laughs along the way.
Because at the end of the day, we all deserve to feel like the hot mamas we truly are. Welcome to the Hey Hot Mama podcast. I'm Jennifer Peralt of Hot Off the Rack and Hot Mama Collective.
And I'm Liz Guidotti, but most people know me just as Jenni's mom.
Which makes her the OG Hot Mama.
Exactly.
We're so excited to be sitting down and finally recording this podcast because the whole goal of the show is for everyone to feel happier, inspired, and maybe even look at your life with a whole new perspective. And if there's one thing that people know me by, I would say it's that I'm a really positive person. And people always ask me how I stay positive while juggling motherhood, marriage, work, everything that life throws at you. And honestly, it all comes down to gratitude. And I've been keeping a gratitude journal for quite a while now. Before I practiced those habits on a daily basis, even before the gratitude journal. Mm-hmm. But once I started the actual gratitude journal, I would say this was maybe 3 years ago, game changer. Changed my whole life.
And I think what's neat about writing it down, because I write down nothing, but I think what's neat about writing it down is that you can go back and read it.
Yes. And I think that makes you realize.
It reinforces it.
Yes. And it makes you realize, because along with the gratitude part, I write down, the things that I'm thankful for and then the things that I want to happen. And then when I look back and I see that those things actually happened, it grows that connection between the two.
It solidifies it.
Yes.
It solidifies it.
Yes.
And I think that grows serotonin in the brain. I don't know if that's a scientific fact or not, but I'm saying when you reinforce positivity like that, you are re-energizing your brain. I think it makes a difference.
And that's a big part of what inspired this podcast. And I'm going to get into why I wanted to start this podcast from the beginning. But there's another story behind this podcast that's really cool that my mom doesn't even know that I'm going to share today. While my dad came and lived with me last year on hospice.
Jennifer, that was amazing that y'all did that.
My heart's pounding.
I know, sweetie, but.
Okay, so I'm going to pull this out. This is so crazy. So he lived with us on hospice last year and he passed away. And a few days later, I found this journal that he had. Hold on, I want to get myself together so I can read it.
Okay.
Because he wrote in script. So it's kind of hard to read.
His handwriting was not the best.
But it's the craziest thing. Uh-huh. Okay, so this was in 2004 that he wrote this.
Okay.
And I'm going to read it exactly what he wrote. He said, I need to improve my relationship with Jenni, soften up, communicate more freely, help her to see the future and gifts and blessings and talents and guide her to her voice and dance and drama, intellectualize with her and help her to understand that this part of her life is the base of everything she'll venture out to be. Be kind, be assertive, be emotional, vulnerable, yet a whole person. Understand what it is to be whole. Johnny Carson was the best comic because he was not afraid to show his vulnerability to everyone. And everyone has vulnerabilities. Be happy with yourself. It doesn't mean that you should stop improving oneself. Be a student of life.
Very introspective.
He wrote that he wanted to tell me that. And what's so crazy is that he mentions Johnny Carson being a show host. Uh-huh. And it was almost like he saw something before I even knew it.
Yeah.
Neither of us can do math.
No.
If there's anybody in the room that can do math right now, what is 2026 minus 2004? We're really showing who we are right now.
Don't do that. Gonna know. Don't do that to us.
They're going to know. It's 22 years.
It's 22
years. I did. Nobody held up a calculator in the room. I just knew that because I did the math in my head.
You don't know how proud I am of you at this.
Thank you. But it gives me chills because we're here recording this
Doing
podcast
this.
right now. He knew. And it's like he saw something before I ever saw it. And that how crazy that I found that after he passed away. And then for those of you who are listening right now, and I'll get into that story. I feel like that's a whole story in itself that I need to share about my dad. But he wasn't able to speak when he was living in hospice in our house. So he couldn't tell me any of these things.
Right.
Even if he wanted to. So it's so crazy that I found that journal entry.
Tell you
yes, that's 22 years old. And I just found it amongst his stuff. So crazy.
Well, you know what's even crazier is that he journaled back then too, just like you do now.
Yeah. So yeah. And there was, he wrote all kinds of stuff in there. And Kate, my sister, if you're listening right now, don't worry, he wrote something nice for you too. But I was sharing about myself.
We're focusing on Jenni right now, Kate. You know how that is. So.
Yes. And you know what? I was going to ask you this later in the podcast, but I'm going to ask you now because we mentioned about my dad seeing that before I did. Was there anything that stuck out to you when I was a kid that would make you think we would be here right now recording a podcast?
Oh, wow. Okay. Recording a podcast or just you doing your influencing in the whole thing?
Both.
The only thing I can think of is when you were young and we were looking through a photo album of me. I know you don't usually like to focus on me.
I don't.
But it was on me. And I was looking at all these gymnastic pictures and these cheerleader pictures. And I wanted you to see the work that they were doing. And instead you were like, oh, that's a cute outfit. That's a cute outfit.
Oh,
and you wanted to focus more on the fashion.
I did.
And I'm like, that's not.
And you know what?
That's not the vision I want you to have.
That's still today. Even though I did do all the legwork behind this podcast, it's still, we showed up today at the house and I had the outfits prepared for us already. And what were you doing to help us?
Was I reading?
Yes.
Yeah.
And was she on time
or complaining
today?
About the clothes that are not folded at your house?
Yes. She came in. Yeah. Let's paint a picture for them.
Don't paint a picture of your house.
I'm painting a picture. Wow. I am a 35-year-old mother of 2 wild boys. You had girls. They were 5 years apart. Okay. That's totally different than boys that are 2 years apart. They're crazy. I don't have time to fold the laundry. In fact, folding the laundry is a waste of time because all they do is unfold it.
God, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, well, she walks into my room. She can't even.
No, I can't focus on anything else.
No,
I see that
because
all
she sees is the unfolded laundry.
Yes.
And then also she wasn't wearing any makeup. She expected me to do her makeup and dress her and write the whole podcast episode.
Which you did. And here we are today. So, but that is a very neat story about how your dad kind of had that vision.
Yes.
I'm kind of not surprised. You know, your dad grew up in L.A.,
of
course. And he was actually in a movie.
Yes,
and the movie came on TV. So I think he had, of course, you got a lot of that ability from him. But look how he kind of foreshadowed that.
Yeah. I mean, so wild that he would put that and that he wanted me. And, you know, with a podcast, I feel like being vulnerable is what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes people want to listen to you, is if you're really going to share your heart and story with them, because that's really showing up authentically.
Yeah.
And I think that was really cool that he found a way to tell me that.
I do too. And I'm glad you saw it.
You know, this podcast has been about 3 years in the making. I wanted to start it whenever I was pregnant with Brooks.
Yeah.
But then we drifted away from that. Life happened. We sold our house. We started building a house. I had 2 kids.
Well, you have to pace yourself sometimes.
Yeah. And
sometimes you put things on the back burner and then you revisit.
Yeah. And actually, I guess that kind of brings us into how this podcast started. So, like I said, 3 years in the making. And then my ideas evolved over time. The whole reason why I wanted to start the podcast is actually when I launched my nonprofit, Haute Mama Collective, which is to help moms in need. And we collect items and provide them with resources. And that was something that was really special to me, still is special to me. But during that time, I was in a really challenging season. The whole reason why I wanted to do it was because while I was pregnant, I was dealing with gestational diabetes. I was sick every single day.
Oh, I know. You told me.
I did.
I had to hear it.
I did. I threw up every single day while I was pregnant.
Yes.
And then postpartum, I got postpartum hypertension.
Oh,
I had all the
anything
things
that you could get postpartum.
I got it.
You got it. And told everybody. So we covered that.
But all in all, I realized how lucky I was to have all the resources and the people and the village I needed. And I wanted to make sure that women who don't have that village, that we could essentially be that village for them.
Yeah.
And that was why I started Haute Mama Collective. And that was why I wanted to start the podcast, to really create awareness. The thing is, I feel slightly removed from that season of life. My life has changed so much then.
Yeah.
And so really this is going to be more about the shift in perspective and how motherhood changed me, but for the better, and all the things that I've taken from that and how I can help everyone else. And I know you can help a lot of people in their everyday lives.
You know what I love seeing, Jen, is you and all of your young friends in the midst of young children getting together and helping out other people that maybe are not in the same situation as y'all. Really,
yes,
it is very heartwarming. At the same time,
too, we're enjoying ourselves and getting together, enjoying friendship while giving back at the same time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you ended up here.
I was forced?
A little bit. So this is really crazy. Some of you might recognize us from this reel that went viral. It got over 60 million views. And that was one reel of a few that we posted around that time. And it's so crazy of how consistent it is with my videos and involving you and how they always go viral. And I think that what I didn't expect to learn from those videos is how connected people felt to us, because they could just feel our joy and our energy and our banter with each other. And it made them feel, the ones who no longer had their moms, it made them feel close with their moms still. And then the ones that do have their moms, it made them want to go do something with their mom.
Yeah.
And they really enjoyed seeing you. We'll get to her legs, everyone who's concerned about her legs. We'll get to that. But they just really enjoy our relationship and the energy that we give together. Yeah. And that's how you ended up here.
It is. But Jen, if you think about it, growing up, we did a lot of silly things together.
We did. We had videos. Oh my gosh. You know what? We have to find the video of when I was in high school.
No way.
Yes.
No.
It still exists. It still exists.
I know it still exists.
Yeah.
Jordan
and
Shepherd
I'm dancing in the kitchen and my mom starts dancing with me. So yeah, we've been doing this our whole lives.
Yes.
Our whole lives we've been this way.
Improvise and just go with something in the middle of something. And that's probably how we get through a lot of things.
And another element to this story is when this reel went viral, it took place after my dad had passed away. And again, to give you a little bit more context, my dad lived on hospice with us for about 4 months. And prior to that, for 3 months, he was in the hospital and rehab. So for the first 7 months of last year, it was all focused on my dad. And my career had to take a big back seat. Was I still working some? Yes, because I take a huge role of providing for our family in addition to my husband. And it hit us hard financially with me not being able to work and all of the things that we had to put into taking care of him too, and to open up our home to him. And fortunately, I had so much help. I've never seen a community come together like this. It was
your friends really stepped up.
Yeah.
And then of course,
and strangers. And while it was the hardest year of my life, it was the coolest experience seeing this village come together.
Yeah.
And I want other people to have that, And
Jen, I think it was a great way to honor your dad. And I've heard this from other people too. And I hope everyone has the opportunity to be with their loved ones at the time that they're passing, and just have the honor and privilege of giving back to them what they gave to you.
That whole experience is going to have to be its own episode because it's a wild story.
Yeah, and I've never lost a parent, so I don't know what that
my mom's parents are in their early 90s, and they honestly, my grandmother, we're going to bring her on. We're going to bring her on, but they're like in great health, great shape.
They are. They are
getting off
very
of
lucky.
topic.
Okay,
though.
I'm sorry. Let's go back.
Topic because
what is it?
we were going to say that those back to me.
Yeah.
Back to me. Yes.
See, that's how we got off a topic. We went on me.
Were so hard.
I don't know how that happened. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm very sorry.
They were so hard financially.
That was a mistake.
That when we set out to go on this trip to New York, the whole point was
you wanted me to pay for everything.
Yes.
That was one point.
And for me to promote my handbags that I designed, because I designed these handbags with Gigi New York.
Which are beautiful.
Thank you. I brought them with me. I would get
and
up
I
and
love
show
Gigi
you.
of New York. They're such a great company.
Yes. Oh, they're the best.
Good people.
They are.
Good people.
Okay. So when we went on this trip, we had planned on doing a dance. Okay. And we had different outfits for the dance that we were going to wear throughout the whole video. And so we filmed different clips of us wearing different outfits, doing this dance to Taylor Swift all throughout New York.
Right. And to give context, I would be in my sweats and you would say, put this and this on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I styled her.
Yeah.
Anybody, everybody commenting on the video.
Thank you very
saying
much.
that she's so stylish. You're welcome. That was me. I styled her.
Yeah.
I styled her. And it was to promote, oh my gosh, I can't speak. It was to promote my bags. And did I know that the reel would get over 60 million views and all positive comments? I don't even know if I saw anything negative. And the biggest thing was about your legs, which we'll get to that. We'll get back to the legs. But what's the craziest part about this reel going viral was that it sold out my bags over and over and over.
And the coats.
And the coats. And over the course of time, got me over nearly 100,000 new followers who just enjoyed our content together. And you know what? By us selling all of those bags, which we wanted to do, right? It helped give everything back to that first 7 months of not being able to work because I was taking care of my dad. And it was so crazy because it was kind of like, you know, God found a way to give it all back to you.
And
it felt like such a big reward.
Your dad's a dancer.
And
he graduated dancing at UCLA.
Right. I need a sip of my emotional support water.
Oh, God. I'm sure that costs me a lot too. I'm sure I'm paying for that also.
I don't go anywhere without my emotional support water. Yes, my dad was a dancer.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're dancing all over New York,
you know,
and just spreading joy. And then for it to just go viral all over the world was really cool.
And I will say, as a person, as a woman that's 62, to go back and do something as crazy and silly as just kind of like dance in the middle of New York, it brings back a fun, light feeling. And it was just so enjoyable. It brings back kind of like your childhood. And that's another thing that goes with positivity. You know, if you can bring back those feelings, you remind yourself of that youth.
Doing fun things that you did when you were a kid. In fact, you know, it's funny. Not that this happens often. For the most part, I always get really good positive feedback. But I have heard before that potentially some videos could be kind of like cringe dancing. And you know what? I literally get to make up dances and have fun for a living. Like, make fun all you want. Yeah. I'm over here having real fun. Yeah. So that's the dream, right? To feel like you're a kid again.
Exactly.
And be able to do that.
And that's what you did as a kid.
Yeah.
Do you ever remember like being with your friends and just laughing, getting the giggles and you can't control them?
Yes, it's the best.
But I feel like as you get older, you lose that. So last night, I was coaching some cheerleaders in high school and they got the giggles and they just couldn't stop laughing. And I just absolutely love that because it reminds me of that again. And I told them, I go, oh, y'all, I love that because I feel like I don't do that anymore. And they're like, you don't get the giggles?
Yeah. Next time we're bringing margaritas while we film.
The adults now need alcohol to get the giggles.
Kidding. You're right. And you know what? Let's actually... Even though I do love myself a skinny margarita,
skinny margarita is good.
Let's just let everyone know, like, my mom and I are not big drinkers. Yeah. We're really not. And we're ridiculously silly without alcohol.
Yeah. Is that sad or is that good?
I don't know. A lot of people probably think we're drinking sometimes.
I got that a lot in college.
Yeah.
Even when I wasn't. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, my whole point with that is how fun is that to revisit those feelings again? And that truly is what also helps you be positive. And remind you of those youth. Yes, more. Feeling like a kid again. So If they want to cringe, fine. We'll keep feeling.
And
young.
I don't. That is not like that's a rare situation for the most part. I mean, I couldn't even believe it was all positive. Like if you just like scrolled through, I mean, like, did you see anything? Oh, you know what? The crazy comments come from Facebook. Those people are unhinged, and it's because it's not really my community. And sometimes, or in the end, I've realized that lots of times they just want to be heard. They just want to. They need to say something ugly because that's all they can control in their life at the time.
But you're always going to have people. And social media has just opened it up to one
all
for being easier, and also easier to do that and to make those comments.
You're right, because they're behind a screen. Absolutely. And now that we're talking about me and you again, let's talk about our dynamic, because everyone thinks that we're best friends. And I hope that we don't crush your souls. But I mean, I'll let you say it.
We're not best friends.
We're not best friends. We are not best friends. We are.
You know what? And you know what is even sad? Like a lot of times after we're together, I leave and I go, okay, next time I'm going to be nicer. I'm going to be nicer.
And that's why we're not best friends, because she's mean. And people think I'm the mean one to her. No, she's the mean one to me. She is my mother and I am her daughter. And we've always kept those roles.
Yeah.
We never shifted into the besties type thing. Yeah. And I see a lot of friends who do have that relationship with their mom where they are best friends. Yeah. And I think it's great. And, sometimes we're like kind of friends.
Oh, no. But we're definitely friends. Our personalities are a lot of like in some ways.
And so different at the same time.
So very, very
beyond.
Different.
Beyond.
But you know what I find interesting is that where you talked about boundaries. So I feel like we do have boundaries and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing because we never really raise our voice to each other or.
Yes, we do. But also, sorry to interrupt you.
I don't think you're sorry. But
no, I'm not sorry. But I'm just now realizing this is me being a bad friend. I forgot to give you lip gloss before this episode. So at some point, we're going to have to take a break to get you some lip gloss.
And I'm looking at yours, though, and I thought to myself.
Does it look good?
No. I know. I said to myself, well, I feel like you didn't put on lipstick. That's why I didn't say anything.
Does it not look like I don't have lipstick on?
I mean.
Okay, shortly, we will have a lipstick break, guys, because.
Yeah, and we will improve this lip situation.
Yeah, but back to the pros and cons of being boundaries. Besties. Boundaries. We're talking about boundaries.
But we never say anything hurtful.
No.
Like, and sometimes I feel like you can say something and cross a line.
That's true. But when it comes to hurtful, that's something else about us. And that I learned from my mom, you can't hurt our feelings.
No.
So there's a chance that we do
I
say,
gave that gift to
thank you. There's a chance that we do say mean things to each other that other people
we don't think they're mean.
No, they're not mean.
Okay, so we might be saying mean things.
Yeah, we're probably saying mean things to each other.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I don't think we really have boundaries. I don't have boundaries. And here's the pros and cons about not being besties. I feel like because she's very much kept her mother role to me, she's very helpful. She's very helpful to me. She comes and helps me with my kids. She helps me so much with my kids. She will call me to ask if I made sure to brush their teeth or not. That is something that she will call me to ask. And then she'll check it with my kids. When she picks them up from school, she'll be like, did your mom brush your teeth this morning?
And the reason I have to check you is because I don't think you mean to lie. But sometimes you do just to make it easy, just to be like, oh my God, okay, if I just tell her what she wants to hear, maybe she'll be quiet. But I'm on to that now.
Absolutely.
And so I check you.
Yes,
that is why.
Everyone. I have a sister and I have two stepsisters, and we all lie to you. But it's just to protect you.
Well,
we're just trying to protect you, keep you happy. And protect ourselves.
Okay, I just don't know
and
what
protect
to say
ourselves. She's not happy about that. I said
no.
that. She's not.
No,
she's
not.
We're
going to have a conversation on that later.
Let's talk about how I became such a positive person. Which, by the way, as far as I can remember, I've always been a really positive person.
Yes.
Have I always been that way since I was a kid?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I've always been positive.
Yes. Yeah.
And like I've mentioned earlier in the episode, gratitude is a huge reason why I am so positive. I would say another reason is that while I don't think that you automatically default to optimism, you can still laugh in every situation. And I think in a way that is a little optimistic. because it shows a sign of you saying that it's going to be okay, right? Whether you're really angry at me, you can laugh, or you're sad about something, you can laugh. And that was even Dad too. Like, he was literally on his deathbed in my house, and he would be laughing his ass off at funny shows on the TV. When the kids came in and did something funny, when I would go in and tell him a story about the frog falling on my head from the front door or being scared of a roach, like, he would laugh.
Yeah.
And he couldn't, to give you guys context, he could not functionally move his body. He couldn't speak. He was bedbound, and he was laughing. And both of my parents can do that. They can laugh in really hard situations, which has always showed me that in the end, everything is going to be okay. And that helps keep my optimism going.
Yeah. So a couple of things on that. And I totally get that from my mom. My mom,
that's what I was going to mention next.
Is extremely, and I grew up that way. She found it, we laughed at a lot of things. But I say that to say, and I honestly want to know if I do this, because I think this is so important for parents. So whenever I would call my mom throughout my entire life, no matter where I was, in California, wherever, and the second my mom answered the phone and I heard her voice, the way she answered, I knew everything was going to be okay. And I felt like she was totally there for me. So I have really, please don't disappoint me.
I'm totally going to disappoint you.
Listen to
Everyone
me.
needs to know.
No,
everyone needs to know.
I haven't finished.
You and your mom have a totally different relationship than you and I. We do. Lolo,
mine is very respectful towards her.
You'll have a very respectful relationship, and you and I do not. But that's okay. We're real with each other. That's okay. I allow you to be real with me. And I am real with you, except when I am lying to you, which is a lot.
But only for my own good.
Only for your own good.
No, so I'm going to work on that. See, that's one of the things that I will walk away, because a parent can always walk away with, we're in a continuous, we are not born knowing what we're doing as parents. We are in a continuous, especially a mother-daughter relationship. We're continuously learning and improving ourselves. And that's, I may not always succeed, but that's what I try to do. And so that's why sometimes when I walk away, after we've done something or whatever, and I think, that I don't always improve it the next time, but that is my goal. You need to know that. It's my goal.
Yes. Unfortunately, that is not one of your strengths.
To meet my goals?
Yes, to meet your goals, especially to meet your goals that have to do with not nagging me.
Oh, no. And I read somewhere.
What?
I read somewhere where they did a study, and nagging your kids made successful kids. I'm not kidding. The kids were successful.
Are you saying I'm successful?
Oh, I guess I. Yes, you are successful at some things. Not at folding the laundry, which I will still continue to nag you about. Okay,
she's welcome to come to my house and fold my laundry anytime if it bothers her.
Maybe I'm nagging you about the wrong things. I don't know, but yeah.
It's fine. Nagging. I'm surviving the nagging. It doesn't bother me that much. And I think that I am able to totally brush things off in a way that maybe other daughters wouldn't if their moms were constantly on top of them about things where I'm like, okay, it was nice talking to you. Bye. And then I move on with my life.
You do.
It does. Yes. So.
Yeah. And I will tell you this, something else I appreciate about you is that, especially when you started having kids and with your children, you wouldn't say to me, Mom, this is the way it has to be done. This is the way you're doing it with my child. You really prefaced it very well. You would come in and say, hey, Mom, this is kind of the latest that they're recommending that we do. We use this toothbrush, or we don't use this, or something like that. So looking back, I really do appreciate the way you handle that, Jen, because I have a lot of my friends who would say, my daughter won't let me do this. She says this, and it upset the parents because, we obviously raised y'all.
Well, so that is because you are the strictest parent ever when it comes to when it comes to my kids, which is fine. Like, I just don't have anything to worry about because, in fact, can I please tell this story?
I don't know.
About when my mom picks up Beck from school and the teacher will open the door for Beck to get in, and he'll go, oh, Lily, I didn't know you were picking me up today. And my mom would be like, get in the car right now. Because she's so embarrassed.
Don't look like that in front of the teacher. It is embarrassing.
Yeah. And it's because you're so strict with them. It's because the first thing you ask them when they get in the car is, did you brush your teeth today? It's fine.
Right. But they will have pretty teeth. So you have very pretty teeth, and you're welcome. All right.
And okay, so back to Lolo. She is the most She is the perspective person. Like that, I feel like is the voice in my head when it comes to perspective and daily gratitude. Because something that she used to say to me when I was a kid was we would walk outside in the morning and she'd be like, oh, she still does this. Do you hear the birds chirping? It's so beautiful outside. Oh, just to get to walk outside on my legs. I'm so lucky to have legs to walk on. But she's so right. There's so many very tiny things that we take for granted. And I try to get excited about them. And I've made this such a habit that like when I get into the shower, I jump up and down because I'm so excited to be in a warm shower and that like I wasn't born during the time when they didn't have showers or in a place of, some people don't have the luxury of having a warm shower. I get in the shower and I'm like, I get so excited.
I think that's great.
I don't think anybody saw me, but I just jumped up and down. One time, Blake, I didn't even know he was in the bathroom. He was walking out of the closet and he saw me jumping up and down in the shower and he was like, what are you doing?
I'm sure he wasn't surprised.
And I was like, I'm just happy to be in the shower. But also, I think a lot of moms can relate to being happy to finally be in the shower at the end of the day. It's the only time, if you're that lucky, to get some alone time. Because if I don't lock the doors, those kids are coming in.
Well, I am glad to see that you saw all that and appreciated all that.
It's still there.
And incorporate it into your life.
Yeah, so and those are the types of things that I write in my gratitude journal. I will literally write down that I got to sleep in a big comfy bed last night. And that's something that Lolo would say too. Like, you are so lucky to sleep in a bed. And as a kid, I was like, it's not that lucky. Like everybody sleeps in bed. Everybody sleeps in beds. But that's not the case. Not everybody has a bed. Before we wrap up, I have a bunch of questions that my followers submitted to me. And they're really all for you, but I might take some on for myself.
Well, of course.
And let's start with the first question. Who is your favorite daughter and why is it Kate? I wonder who this one came from.
Okay, I wish I had a favorite daughter. None of you even try.
We do not. That's true. None of us try to be the favorite. That is
favorite.
Absolutely true.
I mean, any given day I'd be like, all right, she looks good. I'll take that because that's all I've got.
I do feel like there was a time where maybe Kate tried a little bit and then she joined my side and she realized we don't need to be the favorite. We don't need the validation. And you know what? Actually, that's so true. While I really appreciate your support, I don't need to feel validated by my mother in order to do something. Yeah. In fact, perfect example, I was in college. I left college. In my 5th year to pursue
Jenni,
my dreams. And I did not
you
need
are
my
not
mother
my
to tell me.
And
why
bring up when you weren't my favorite? Do you see what I mean? How y'all don't even try?
But I'm your favorite now.
Yeah. At this very
moment. I'm kidding.
No, but out of the 4 of you, I wish that y'all all tried harder. So that would be my advice.
Okay, let's all try harder to be her favorite.
Give me some
How does your mom handle her local fame?
I don't think I have local fame.
You have told me about people coming up to you at the airport.
That is, we were in another state.
Yes.
And someone recognized me from one of our videos.
Do you enjoy your local fame?
You know what? I think it's so neat.
She honestly really doesn't pay much attention to it. She's confused when people come up to her. She's like, how do I know you?
But I think it's very neat that they follow you, and I appreciate that, and I always thank them. I thank them for following you because I appreciate that.
That is very nice. I'm glad you do that. I'm glad you do that. This one actually is for me. What's the craziest thing your mom has said or done in your opinion? Okay, the craziest thing, I feel like you've done a lot of crazy things, but to me, because this is something that I could never do, this is crazy to me. When my mom was about 24, I assume you were 24 when you moved to California?
22.
She was 22. She was 22 and she moved to California without a job, nothing.
No car.
Okay, but your sister, I do forget that your older sister was there. So she did have an older sister to help guide her.
Who was going to be there for the summer.
Yes. And my mom bought a car, a stick shift.
That I did not know how to drive.
That she did not know. And you know what? She doesn't know how to drive a regular car either. Neither do I.
My friend drove it off the lot.
Yeah.
And I went home and practiced driving around my apartment complex. And then the next day got on the interstate in Southern California. But when you have no choice, you can do these things.
Yeah. And she found a job. And so I'm originally from California. That's where I was born. My mom met my dad in California.
Yeah.
So that's probably the craziest thing because I can't even drive myself to the airport. So the idea of moving to
Once again,
a city
not my
like
favorite.
LA and driving a stick shift around there, like
right.
I could never do.
I think you could if you.
Yeah, if I had a
you-
driver.
Oh my!
It's the driving part that I don't like. I get scared. I get scared when I don't know where
Okay,
I'm going.
let us please move on from this conversation.
Don't worry. We're
Thank
going to make
you.
this better because what makes you most proud of me? What makes you most proud of
well,
me?
here's the crazy part.
What?
What I'm most proud of you about, I think, is your tenacity, is your can-do attitude, regardless of the circumstances. And I guess that's kind of like what I like about myself too.
So you're only proud of the qualities that you gave us. Okay.
No, I am. I love your positivity. I love your sense of humor. I love the way we laugh at anything.
Yes, we have a very inappropriate sense of humor.
I love the fact that you're very inappropriate with it.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that I can be real, honest, in your face. I can totally be myself, and we're both fine with it.
Which I guess kind of makes us like best friends a little bit. But again,
until something happens.
Until something happens, and then I'm in trouble.
Until the laundry's not folded.
Yeah,
and I have to
kind
look
of
at
like
that
when we were in New York and you found out how much I was spending on Ubers. And she was so mad at how much we spent on the Uber
It was
that
terrible.
she made us walk back in heels in the rain 30 minutes.
It was
because
not 30
she was
minutes,
not going to
girl.
let us take an Uber. Yeah, and it was raining.
But if people
heels.
knew that you paid you made me pay $70.
No, I paid it. Either way.
To go
Either way.
7 miles. I mean, that's 7 miles, 0.7 miles. Okay. Wasn't happening.
Okay.
Yes, that was a bad moment in our relationship.
It was. But
we've moved on
the bright side, we got exercise because we had been going hard with the desserts in New York.
As you should.
That's the only thing that my mom will really spend money on. She doesn't spend money on anything else but dessert.
Yeah.
She will get us cookies.
Absolutely.
She will get us
You will.
cookies. The last question,
Mhm.
how did y'all's relationship evolve over the years? And what was it like when you were growing up? So there was a story that I wanted to tell. I feel like while I don't get mad at me for saying this, while I don't necessarily remember you playing with me in the same way that you played with the boys, and that's probably just because like you did that when I was so young that I don't remember it as well. But things that I remember is every time when she would come home from a work trip, she would bring me a gift. And when I say gift, it was like a freaking branded notepad from the conference. But like that was exciting to me. It was a pen and a notepad.
It was something free.
Okay, well, one time she forgot the branded gift. And you guys, I went in there and I was like, where's my gift? Where's my prize? And you're like, hold on, let me go get it for you. She goes, this might make me cry because it's so funny and so awful. She goes to her carry-on bag and she pulls out a bottle of water, like
Avian.
Aquafina. Oh,
Yeah.
you remember the bottle?
Yes, it was a brand bottle.
It was a branded, you're right.
Yes.
It was a branded bottle of water. And she goes, this is very special water. I was 5. This is very special water. Well, we're going to wash your hair with it tonight and it gives you mermaid hair. And let me tell you, I believed it. I ate it up.
Did you feel special?
My hair did turn into mermaid hair. It was crazy. So she washed my hair and then she gets the bottle of water and she washes it, like she rinses it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then you're just like, you're gaslighting me in the mirror. Like, look how soft your hair is. Like, it's so beautiful. It turned like, you're welcome for this special bottle of water. And while I think that's a really crazy thing to do, I think that was what you did a lot during my childhood.
Gaslighted you?
Yes, you did. But you kind of like romanticized small things. And that was because you never wanted to get me the real stuff. You always wanted to get me the off-brand thing.
Of course. I wasn't going to spend foolish money.
So you would make it seem like really exciting, no matter what it was. So I would say that when I was young, the type of mom that she was is still very similar to the one she is today. She's still not going to spend money. She's still not going to spend money. And she is still going to make something seem more exciting and better than it really is. Which is, no, it's a good thing, though. It's a good thing. Okay. And that's probably because you're in sales. So she was just selling me. She was selling me on a lot of things. Oh, and it also says, how did our relationship change once I had kids? And I would say, if anything, I just became more appreciative.
You did.
Of you. So you think I've been nicer?
No, not in that aspect.
Okay.
More appreciative in now you go, oh, mom, I I
get
would have been
it.
embarrassed if my child had done that. And then sometimes you go back to your childhood and you go, Mom, I'm sorry. I see what you said back then. I would have been embarrassed if my child did that and I had to be you. So I think you see more things now.
I do. I
Yeah.
see a lot more now. But I think we've been talking for a long time. And while I've really enjoyed hanging out with you
Your best.
you're my bestie and everyone who's listening, I just want to thank you for hanging out with us today. And remember that the amount of joy you experience in life is often the joy you choose to see. So go soak up these little moments and keep showing up as the hot mama that you truly are. Thanks for listening.